Hey everyone, this is Randy from BibleBuyingGuide.com. Today I'm taking a look at a little Thomas Nelson New King James Compact Single Column Reference Bible. Small little Bible with 72,000 cross references and a concordance. Nice little hand-sized Bible, easy to handle and hold, small little thing. I like it, a little thick for its size, but we'll see why that is in just a minute. But this thing is genuine leather, black genuine leather, and it's an embossed green with perimeter stitching. Looks really nice. Feels nice, looks nice. It's not real floppy, but it's not real stiff either. And then we have Holy Bible, New King James, or the NKJV symbol, and the Thomas Nelson symbol. Now these are printed on for the spine ridges. They look really good. It's a good feeling leather. It's a good feeling binding. It's Smythe sewn, of course, and it lays open really well. 2 thick ribbons. Look really nice. And then there's what we have. So let's take a look. Paste down liner. Now this it doesn't stay open really well out of the box. And I've used this for a while. I got this in Nashville when I went to meet with Nikki Getman and Daniel Mars at the beginning of December, so about a month ago. So I've used this for about a month. I got it there and I've used it ever since. And I'll carry this thing around. Anytime I carry around a Bible when I'm going out somewhere, it's usually a compact Bible. So that's what I like to carry with me. And this one's been great for carry. So let's see. It has the 36 GSM paper. This is not the same paper as the premium European paper that you get in the other single column edition and in the Premier collection, but it is still really good paper. And let's see, made in China. It doesn't feel like a cheap Bible though. It's made really well. And let's see, the font, I think it shows a 9-point font. It is a little small for its size. It reads smaller than that, but you'll see here in just a minute. But it has the red highlights, just like the larger edition does. Red highlights for the book, for the testaments, for the book name, for the section headings, for the chapter numbers, and for the reference and footnote keys in the text. And then in the margin, we have our references, and then the chapter number and verse number there is also red. So red highlights all the way through. And then in the header, we have the book name and the chapter numbers with a line and then the page number in the corners. Looks really nice. Looks elegant all the way through. Easy to hold. I love holding this Bible for reading. Excellent for carry. So 9-point font. It does read a little smaller than that though, but it is very dark. And considering how dark it is and considering how opaque this paper is, it actually reads better, easier, in my opinion, than some editions that are larger. So single column, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have around 12, 14 words across, around 14, 12, 14. I don't get lost when I'm reading this, so it's not too difficult to read. Poetry looks really good. Looks excellent. So the references and footnotes are in the sides, in the margins, and they start at the bottom. They're placed as far to the bottom as possible. They start here, but I mean they're placed at the bottom. So you'll have some pages with not much space and some pages with a lot of space. For me, this makes it a little difficult to find them because they're not just out next to the verse. But I don't use them that much, so it's not that big of a deal. This is a black letter edition. So there's our black letter. Now this does not use oblique type for the Old Testament quotes like the old style New King James did. This uses the newer design that just prints them in regular text. And I find the paper easy to turn, easy to grab and turn, no problem at all. 36 GSM. It's pretty opaque. I like it. I like it a lot. White in color, no glare under light. And then back here we have our concordance. Pretty decent concordance. Let's see how many references we have for God. So God starts here and goes to there. Then we have Goddess, Godhead, Godliness, Godly. So quite a few, about a column. when you can put them all together. And then here's the information about the 2K Denmark design typeface. This is the comfort print type that 2K Denmark designed. And then we have our Thomas Nelson maps, which are actually made by Zondervan. These are the Zondervan maps on the thick glossy paper. I love the colors. Annotated. There isn't an index, but I don't have any issues finding what I'm looking for. They include dates and distance and topography, elevation. Really nice. Yeah, this Bible is excellent for carry. Let's take a look at some sizing. Let's measure this little thing. Let's see what our size is here. We've got 7.5 by 5.5. 7.5 by 5.5 by 1.5. And let's go ahead and weigh him while we're here. I don't know if you can see this thing on the screen, but I'm going to weigh him anyway. Comes in at 1 pound 12.6 ounces. So it's really good for carrying around. Excellent little carry Bible. Excellent for reading. I like to hold a Bible and read. I like to carry a Bible around with me, and that's excellent. That's excellent for reading. So of course you want to see a couple of comparisons, and I happen to have one or two here to compare with. Now this one is the regular single column reference Bible. It is the exact same Bible as the Premier Collection, and when I review this one, I'll compare it with the Premier Collection. They're not the exact same Bible. They are very similar, almost identical, but they're not the same Bible. This is not that one, just made smaller. If that's the case, then it would also need to be more narrow. They've designed this one specifically for its size. So let's compare to something here. Let's go to, we might as well go to Isaiah. Isaiah 1. We might as well. This one's a little bit larger. This one's a little bit harder to hold and carry around, but I do love reading from this. This is a 10-point font. I do love reading from this. I'm also a songwriter. I haven't mentioned that much, so I will sing a song while I'll whistle my new tune while I'm getting to the page I'm going to. My new tune goes something like this. Okay, here we are. And there is Isaiah. Now they both have the same red. I love that red. That red is beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. They chose the right shade of red for these highlights. Absolutely did. So you can see the pagination is not the same. And I use Isaiah because you can see that easily. And this goes to 7. This doesn't stop at the same. Well, it does stop at the same place. Just ignore that part. Edit that out of your mind. Easiest way to edit in the world. The paper in this is not the same. You can see this has a little, well, you might not be able to see it, but this is a little bit coated, a little bit more elegant, but this is whiter in color, and this is really nice paper. I like both. I like both. But there's how they compare. And then let's turn a page or two here. You can see that they're not the same pagination at all. Back out there. They're not the same. But they both do look really good. Both are elegant Bibles. And let's see. Let's look at this guy. Now, someone asked and mentioned about this one being the Clarion Killer. And you can see why they compare it to the Clarion. It is the same size as the Clarion, pretty much. Almost identical in size. So is it a Clarion Killer? Well, they're a little bit different, actually. The Clarion, they both have some advantages. This one is a darker font. This one is thicker paper, and it's more opaque paper. This one has the references next to their verses as much as possible. You can't always. But to me, this makes them a little easier to find. This one looks better because, I mean, it has all the highlights. I like highlights. I really do like highlights. Now let's see. Let's go to, Well, we might as well go to Isaiah on this one also. Highlights just stand out and make it look nice and elegant. They're both nice Bibles. They really are. This one does something this one doesn't, and I'll show you in a minute what that is. Let's go the other way. What I like to call the right way. I'll whistle you on my tune again. Oh, here we are. So we've got very similar layout. Very similar. You can tell this one is a little bit larger. Now they call this one an 875 with a 10-point leading. I pronounce it leading. I'm not really sure if I'm pronouncing it right or not, but I'm from Tennessee, so you know we don't pronounce things right anyway. But you can tell the red stands out. It looks really nice. I love how that stands out. Let's zoom in just a little bit there so you can get a good comparison possibly. Good comparison possibly. And it should be obvious even in this video that this is nowhere near as opaque as this is. That's a lot more opaque. Now you can still see through it. You know, it's not saying that it's not saying that it's completely opaque, but it's opaque especially compared to this one. And that's one of my complaints about the Clarion. But one thing I do like about this Clarion, this one doesn't really want to stay open out of the box too well. It'll have to break in. It will stay open once you get it broken in, but it'll take a little bit. It'll take a little bit to get it there. I don't like to fight against the Bible, especially if I'm using it for preaching or teaching. This one will just pop on open. It will just pop on open there for you. No fighting against it whatsoever. Not at all. So that just stays open. Easy. No problem. No problem. Now this is also the paste down. This is a calfskin. This one, let's see, I'm not sure if they've put a price on here or not, but this one's 100 plus. That's more like 120, 150 in that range. This one, I've seen it. Let's see what they say here. On the box, it's showing right at 80. Manufacturer suggested retail price, but you'll find it quite a bit cheaper than that. So we're talking about half the price. So for half the price, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, which would I choose if I could only choose one? I like them both. I won't choose one. Everybody that knows me knows that I can't make a decision. I can't choose. But both are excellent Bibles. They really are. Thicker ribbons here. Nice. But anyway, I'll post some links. I'm also doing a written review of this one, and it'll give you a little bit more detail about the specs and that kind of thing. And I'll post links in the notes. I did receive this in exchange for an honest review, not in exchange for a positive review. That would be wrong, but in exchange for an honest review, which is always 100% guaranteed. If you have any questions, just leave them in the notes, in the comments. Thanks.